what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it. This is just really solid film all around, and it starts with the first drive. And I said it at the bar. It was kind of the talk as we were watching live, and then all of it just tripled down in the film review. This felt to me like a team and a quarterback that are just operating with a newfound confidence after getting that Ole Miss win. After proving to themselves the situations that they can go win in, the quality of the team that they are capable of beating. This felt like a team coming in who knew they were better and were not going to accept, like you said, like PR said, that it had to be close.
Yeah.
Like, we know we're better, so let's just go prove it. And it's just, again, it's something a bit intangible where, I mean, I can point to all the high level of execution, but they still didn't even do it. It's just how they felt, how they carried themselves, the decision making, the plays, the calm, cool, collected nature of it all, despite being on the road in a very hostile environment at night. Like, this team looked like a team who finally felt almost validated, had self-belief, kind of started to think, oh, okay, like, no, we are that good. We are that guy. And instead of learning that over the course of the game, they carried that into this game with them.
Yeah, they started the game with it. I had a chance to go down to the field before the game, which I hadn't had a lot of chance to do so far this year. And I was like, man, these guys are really calm right now. They are feeling really good about this game. And just talking with a couple of different players, they were so locked in for the game. And you kind of knew beforehand that they were going to put their best effort forward, and they certainly did. And you're right about the film. Like, we're not going to point to, oh, man, look at the stats, look at this stat, look at that stat. It's not about the stats. It's about just watching the tape and watching them execute at a very high level. So however you feel about this game, I can just promise you, like T-Bob's already said, this was a very clean film. This was attention to detail film. This was very impressive. Like, I could even feel like in the booth in the moment that all the things they wanted to get done offensively and defensively, they got done.
And the first drive sets the tone here. Now, they win the toss, they give you the ball, something that LSU that we've talked about, right?
You can't lose the toss this year in their minds.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, something LSU's offense, that's one of the frustrations with them taking the ball is like the first plays have not been good, frankly. The adjustments have been elite. The ability to find success second half, and maybe you've been struggling early on. But the first drive's not been good. That was one of the goals. They come out there, and again, from the start, it was just perfection. And everything we're talking about, like think about what, again, the setting, right? On the road, rival's house, trophy game, insane crowd, and the poise was there from the beginning.
So, I was shocked because I didn't have this feeling. That's now 3 out of 4 games you've actually scored a touchdown on the first drive.
Oh, really?
UCLA, South Alabama, and now this one. The only one you didn't was Ole Miss.
Okay. But not this is. But this would be the first time in a Power 4 game then. Or no, UCLA. I guess. Yeah, UCLA.
Hey, they beat Rutgers.
Yeah. Oh, did they really?
They did.
Wow, Sean Foss.
Yeah, on the road.
Rutgers in New Jersey.
Like, that was surprising because I kind of had the same feel that you did. Like, it's kind of been clunky to start all of these games, and
I think that's still allowable given in their biggest games.
Right, but it still didn't even feel like it, though. Yeah, even going back, and I know I didn't call the South Alabama game, but it just didn't feel like it, and so it is something that they're confident in, and like I said, they don't feel like they can lose a toss this year because either way, they're going to take the football.
So, but you get to the drive, and off the bat, from the first call, I absolutely love it. It is a run play. It's get the ball to Kaden in space, and you could see the execution all over the place. Emory Jones with a perfect cut block because it's a run play where the receivers are immediately blocking, but how you avoid OPIs because you throw it right behind the line of scrimmage. Kaden Durham, again, right behind the line of scrimmage. Nuss gives him the ball in stride. Great blocking from Mason Taylor. Great blocking from Trades Green at wide receiver, which we're going to talk a lot of Trades today. And perfect confident execution, and then you're off and running. And I guess the next thing to break down on this drive, so it was all, there were some interesting things on this drive. There's a drop back from Garrett where he flipped his hips, almost like a little triple option drop back. I'm not sure what the design, whatever. The final play is one of the more interesting play designs that I've seen recently, where they come out, Jake, and remember, this is when it's 2nd and 22, second and goal from the 22, right? Now, penalties would have been the one aspect of this game that kind of marred the game. We can get into that, but again, those are not important compared to, I think, all the good that you saw. So it's 2nd and 22, you line up in trips right, so you have a light box, and you kind of want to influence him to that trip side. You then look like you're going to run zone read to the right. Only instead of leaving the backside end unblocked, you block him with Will Campbell and you leave the backside linebacker unblocked. But the entire time, you're not actually running zone right. It's a planned cutback, almost like a counter, but there's no pull it, right?
Yeah.
And so what you're banking on is, okay, let's get all that action going to the trip side, going to the right. And if that linebacker takes one or two false steps, he's cooked. And sure enough, Kaden Durham, one step, cuts back. And when I tell you he hit the jets, people talk about put your foot in the ground and go. And the linebacker was cooked, unblocked, couldn't get him. And then his ability to get past the second guy and get to the end zone was just again, he has that work done, small to the ground, can't square him up. You saw it all over this film. But that play design, so well executed throughout, like a great call by Sloan. And then you end up in the end zone, and the tone is set for the entire game.
You know, honestly, it's a really nice job of finishing in the end zone, because I'm going to be honest with you. In that situation, you just had a negative play. You're sitting there, and you're in open space, and you're about the 7-8 yard line. And a lot of running backs, including myself, you see a defender, you see the sidelines, kind of a tight space. Okay, let me go try to punish that defender real quick.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to about the 6 yard line. Maybe we'll get down to the 5, and then we'll have a third down situation where we can go try to score. But his mind is always finishing in the end zone. How can I find a way to get into the end zone, right? So he's not worried about maybe going to try to punish the defensive back. He's worried about getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
And to finish that run the way he did, that's not normal. And, I mean, we could talk about Kaden Durham this entire first hour. I mean, what he was able to do, and this stat blew me away, the first LSU true freshman since 1995 with 100-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. The first in LSU history on the road or against an SEC team to ever do that.
Damn.
I mean, think about all the freshman running backs that have played here.
It's insane.
I mean, some of the best to ever do it and have played, their entire career. But it's because of his skill set, obviously. Like, that's the obvious statement. But just this mindset to finish these plays in the end zone and to be a tough runner, but also be a track guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not a combination you ever see.
No, he and again, it's just so funny because he is so low to the ground. You watch guys try to square him up, and he just slips through hits. You cannot get a clean shot on him. And look, this entire running performance from LSU kind of speaks to some validation of what we said last week, which was, I think the lack of success there was more due to the quality of Ole Miss's interior, which is a bit different than LSU not like getting better at running the ball, and they were able to take advantage of this game. Now this weekend, A&M, they're going to be another one of those really good interiors.
This is a good front. It wasn't Ole Miss, but this is a good Arkansas.
No, Landon got Will a couple times.
He did get Will a couple times, but I also liked the stretch zone that they were running because it gets the defense going, and maybe we can pull it up throughout the show, but it just gets the defense, and you know this, T, it gets them going sideways.
Yeah.
And if you're a stout front, you want to be going north and south, not east and west. And so it gets everybody going sideways, east and west, and then it allows the running back, he makes the decision.
Yeah.
He makes the decision when to go north-south, and only he knows that. And so he's got the power, right? He's going to be the hammer, okay? You're going to be the nail. And he gets to decide that. And I thought it was really good for all of these running backs to be able to stretch it out, put their foot in the ground. They had the momentum, and it was a really good play for LSU. We've seen it some, but it was like their big run this week.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.